Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. Welcome to the channel. Today we're doing something the same but slightly different. We're actually going to run an engine swap today. In the last two videos, if you're following this series of grinds at Tokyo 600, you'll be seeing that we ran the A110, the Alpine, and then we ran the GTR. And so then, folks, we're off to GT Auto. We are going to do the engine swap on the Alpine, the A110 17. The engine swap there is the VR38 deck GTR Nismo, which, looking at the top right hand corner there, gives us 100 more PP, which is going to be interesting to work out. So let's try and do that. Let's do it. It was a basic car, brand new, nothing to it. Easy done. Easy done, folks. We've come in at 599.73, so normal suspension, although I really would like to put the other suspension on this just to give us that different ride height and a different feel. But as the case may be, it is the same as what it is. Fully customizable diff, and we've adjusted that to 555 as per the previous video. This is the basis of the setup that came from a racer friend of mine. Downforce 51 and 279. Front splitter, side skirts, rear valance, mid-level rear wing. ECU tuned down to 81, that's the fully customizable. Ballast at 1, purely for tuning, and at -17. Power restrictor, all of that 81. Now if you want to do that the other way round, you'll get 83% but only 608 bhp on the tuning. If you put the output adjustment to 100, you'll get 83% of the power restrictor, but you won't get the same horsepower. Transmission set to 330. We kind of expect this to hit the 210s. We'll just have to see how that goes. Medium RPM, no anti-lag, racing intercooler, air cleaner, racing, silencer and exhaust manifold racing, racing brake system, slotted racing brake pads, brake controller set to the middle. Now I think we would want to set that to front in my tuning ways. Clutch and flywheel racing, and then we just have the increased body rigidity. So if we also think about it, we could probably whack some, maybe the engine balance tuning, the stroke up or the bore up, and maybe the conrods, and then add some weight and see what that gives us. But that's for another day. If you want to do that and try it yourself, please do so. All you have to do is balance that weight to give you that extra horsepower. You could probably come in somewhere around about 715, 730 horsepower, but you would have to really think about fuel saving, or maybe that's the way it is, do a one stop and do a blast. But again, that's for another day. That's to think about. So off we go to the track. Settings will be assists, traction control 1, default ABS, and we did run the A110 with counter steer assistance strong, and that's because it's a little bit twitchy. You can choose not to if you so wanted to, but this is about the grind. This is about getting it in just as close to 26 minutes as possible, so you can do 2 an hour. It's about getting that clean race bonus. If you don't need the counter assistance, don't use it. But for me, it's about guaranteeing that clean race bonus, and I hope to get it. Controller settings, I'm on a wheel G29. Controller sensitivity and all that is for the hand controller, but this is for the steering wheel. So force feedback torque is 5 and force feedback sensitivity 6. Right, strategy, setup. We've done the setup strategy. I think I'd like to race this on a one-stopper, and I'm going to compare it to the GTR rather than the A110. I'm going to hammer the cookies out of this bad boy, change tyres, and that car that's just gone past, we're going to aim to do that very soon. However, back to this, one pit stop, and we're just going to see how it goes. Change tyres, I'm hoping for a 6:30, and I'm hoping for a lap time comparable, not forgetting this is two-wheel drive and not four-wheel drive. I'm hoping for a comparable lap time to the GTR. Let's see how it goes. Good luck, folks. Fuel strategy on the one. Now with this suspension, the car dives and picks up a little bit, but look how fast it's going. Look how quick it is. We're hammering our way up the field. Come on, Mr. Bouboir, out the way. Mr. Suswillow in the GTR, he's in our mirror now. We're going to have to brake just after this puddle. She's a bit twitchy. We're up into 5th place. Don't really know where we're going to be on fuel economy. Oh, Mr. Hizal. That was aggressive. And that was all you. If that's taken my clean race bonus away, I'll be well miffed. It's never yours till you win it. Up the inside of Mr. Cookabun. Around the outside of Mr. Fraga. Did anybody else think that this is quick? Oh my lord. A little rub on the wall. And we're up behind Mr. Gallo already. What an absolute charmer of a car. Don't know how well it's going to do for grip as we go through these tyres, but we're using all of the track. We've got plenty of fuel to get to the halfway mark. Absolutely plenty. Braking on the 200 because of how quick it is. I lifted marginally on the throttle there. Just lifted on marginally on the brake, sorry. It's got lots of wheel spin. The traction control can't cope with it. Right, we're tanking. Opening lap time of something around a 22, maybe 23. My word, that's fast. The 22.3 is incredibly quick. We're in 7th gear already, 200 before the exit the tunnel. So we are in 1st place, just after 1 complete lap. Gallo 2nd, Suswillow 3rd, Cookabun 4th, Fraga 5th, Blazen 6th, Hizal 7th. Got to get on the brakes. Grady in 8th. And Gallo's coming back at us now, but we're going to go to lap 6, I think. Not forgetting we've got the medium level turbo on, so if you rev it out, you're not going to get the best out of the turbo. It's going to be good at mid-range, so if we're going to change gear, it's probably going to be best to change gear around about 5,500 to 6,000 RPM. Just focusing now. She's all over on this suspension. Need to tighten it up. Just eased off the throttle there to stop it sliding out. But we're 10 seconds quicker. So the GTR did what? A 2:10 on the first, on lap 2. I thought we'd reach the pinnacle with both this car and the GTR, but you blend the two together, what an absolute gem. Keep my foot buried. Brakes are all the way on until the very last moment as we enter the corner, and we blend the throttle and the brakes. Trail braking into the corner. 10 seconds up on a 21, so this is a 2:11 by the looks of it. A 2:11 for the first lap is still pretty good. Rear wheel drive, not four wheel drive, don't forget. A 2:10.0, so almost a 2:09. Oh my lord. 2:01 as we exit the tunnel. 2:10. Holy chipotle. Will be this the first car that will dip into the sixes as we burn the fuel away? So this is an enjoyable grind, and I do hope you've been finding that, folks. I've got to say, you've got to shout out to all those people in the comments. It's really encouraging to find that you're enjoying the grind again. I might be a bit of an amateur, folks. I might not be the top pro that needs to be doing this kind of stuff, but if I can get you playing the game and enjoying it, I'm happy. Because the grind is where it's at, folks. Once you get through the circuit experiences, you get through the menus, you've made your money from the circuit experiences, 50 odd million now that it is. You've got to find something to do in the game, and if you're not enjoying the dailies, this is where you make your money, to try and get all the cars in the game, and there's no better way to enjoy it. And we haven't even touched on Le Mans, Sardinia or Spa yet. We could run whole updates on those if you wanted to. We could go Le Mans next, we could go Sardinia next, but they're different classes of racing, so one's the 800, one with the prototypes, but we can do whatever we want to do. So we're going to be in the 9s, one would hope. Probably just over revving it a fraction there. The tyres on the rear are looking a bit frosty. Halfway, so 3 to go. There's a 9.3 on lap 3, which is pretty epic. 2:02 as we exit the tunnel. She's getting faster with speed. Did you feel the front end pick up there? Wheelies. Wheelies as we came out the tunnel. Happy days. Braking just a little bit later as we come into the corner now because of the reduced weight. Tried to keep it in 3rd. Trying to get the car to turn earlier so we can get on the gas. We'll see if we're any quicker. Just braking into this corner, back on the juice. Back on the motion lotion, 3/4 of a second quicker. Probably a little bit cagey in there. She's starting to get a bit slidey, bump the wall. She's starting to get a bit testy. Which we kind of expect as the grip goes away. She gets a bit lighter, she'll get a bit flightier. Up a second, but we bounced off the wall. Keep the precision there. We're doing okay. The quicker she goes, the quicker she'll get. I did brake just a teeny bit later into that final, just after the 200 that time. Still 3/4, 6/10 up, so this will be a 2:08. Absolute gem, and I think we can get it faster with a better tune. There's a 2:08.5, 0.753 quicker. 2:02 definitely as we came out the tunnel. Wheelie as we come up the top of the hill. That might be just suspension lift. Gonna brake just a fraction later this time, just a fraction more. There we go. Still twitching as we came into the corner. I went down to 2nd this time, back to 3rd. See how we're doing. We're only 8 seconds ahead of the pack. So that's all we've made up over these boys, even being this quick. 8 seconds. Keep it in 5th. We're not purple. Where can we make up some time, do you think? We'll definitely lost it coming into that section this time. Sideways. Rub the wall just a little bit. Ooh-ah, just a little bit. Ooh-ah, a little bit more. Oh, tyre's gone off there. We're going to be slower this lap, but we're 11 seconds ahead of Mr. Gallo. He's going to pit, I think, this time round. Squeezing the throttle a bit later there. Just 4/10 down, so this will just be a 2:08 one would expect. And then we're on the last lap before the pit, so no timed lap after this one. Even though we've potentially got the fuel to do another lap, we could do lap 7. We'd have lighter fuel weight, but we could do that if we wanted to. We've still got the grip. We've got the fuel to do it. Shall we have a go? Do 7 laps, then refuel for 5. If we take less fuel, we'll be stationary less. She was sliding on me quite a bit there. So Mr. Gallo's gone to the pits. We are 18 seconds clear of the cars behind. Had to brake just a wee bit more. 2/10 down, so quicker than the last lap, but not as quick as our purple lap. We just bumped the apex with the right hand front corner of the car there. The rears are starting to give it up just a wee bit. 3/10 down. No, we're going to pit stop, I think. We're not making any headway on this lap. Just tapping the walls. We'll stop at the halfway point. Coming in this time. Just 2/10 down that time. 23 seconds in the lead as we come into the pits. I thought we might have been quicker with the Nissan. We're going to take the hards, then we're going to fill to 6 laps. Will we exit the pits in first place? That is the question. It looks like we may get overtaken if Mr. Suswillow goes for another lap. Yeah, it looks that way. 6.3 laps and we're away. Mr. Suswillow came in. So we took 6.3 laps of fuel. We're 4 seconds ahead of Mr. Cookabun, so we came out of the pits in the lead. We lead Cookabun by 3 seconds. He's catching us. Then Fraga, Hizal, Blazon in 5th, Gallo in 6th. Going to brake just a bit later for this corner. Suswillow in 7th, Grady in 8th. Mr. Miazano in 8th now as the pits take, as we slide sideways on the new tyres. That was never fun. It's not a wall ride as I see it. I braked well early, but the car didn't want to turn. So we're going to charge all the way. We won't get any update on time at this point because it's not timed on our hat lap, having pitted. She feels very different to last time out. She'll be lighter by 1 lap of fuel, won't she? So there's a possibility here of faster times by default. She feels quicker. Is it a she or a he, the Alpine? What do you think? With the GTR 17 engine in it, I think it's going to be a he. I could probably enter that corner a bit wider, you know. Here we get to put on the show then. We're 2.5 seconds ahead of Mr. Fraga. He leads Kukabun out. Hizal in 4th. Blazen in 5th. Gallo 6th. Mirzano 7th. Sassuolo 8th. I'm expecting Gallo to come back to the head of the field as the other teams go to pits. And I say that as both Fraga and Kukabun dive into the pits. Just 2:02 as we exit the pits, as we exit the tunnel. And all the way down to 6th place has gone to the pits, so we'll get the real lead over the race leader, Mr. Gallo, at this point. We'll get to find out exactly how far ahead we are. 20 seconds. Which we're not overly surprised at. That's about where we need to be. Because we're not into supercar region yet. We're still only running the cars at default 600 pp here. These are just performance road cars. Just fighting it through the corners. We're purple this time. $200. I did try and hang it out just a smidgen wider that time. Three-quarters of a second up. That's going to see us in the 207s. So we're going to be pushing for 206s. There's a 207.8. Now we know we got a 207.2 in the GTR, didn't we? That's a 202 as we come out of the tunnel. It tries to wheelie again. 4 laps remaining. We've got enough fuel. Now looking at that, I can brake a fraction later. Felt very slow round there. 26 seconds in the lead. Just off the fastest lap by a tenth. No, a tenth of a tenth. 10 hundredths. Or was that a hundredth? 10 hundredths. Oh, maths, brain is dying. Can't do it whilst I'm racing. I think we'll be further off now. Yeah, we've lost quarter of a second over there. She's running strong, 28 seconds clear, and Gallo's got to do another pit stop yet. Braking a fraction later into this final hairpin. Just a tenth down as we come out of that final corner. That's not going to help us on our quest for a 6, is it? Almost 30 seconds. There it is. There's 30 seconds in the lead. That was a 2:08.1. That means the tyres have gone off. Let's see if we can just bust it out on this next lap. Let's see if we can brake just that fraction later. There's the wheelie. Still feel like I can brake half a second later into there. I'm pushing the throttle right into the bulkhead of my rig. Can't get anything more out the throttle. That felt perfect on line. It didn't feel perfect on throttle control. We're up by 1/4 of a second. Then we slow cooked it into there. Oh, that was slow. We lost the line, didn't we? That's not going to be a 6, I'm afraid. It's not even going to be a low 207. We braked later into there, but went very narrow again. We're purple by a 1/4. That's decent. That's a 207.5. Tyres are half cooked. And it looks like we're about to lap somebody. There's a 207.6. Well, it's getting there, but it's not everything. Let's try braking just that little bit later again. It's going to be Mr. Gentry, isn't it, that we can see. I feel there's just a little bit more braking allowed into that final corner. Mr. Gentry takes the blue flag like a gentleman. We didn't get the line quite right there, but we're 1/4 up again. Still a 1/4 up. Let's see if we can get this one better this time. We can't. The car just wants to slide. 4th gear earlier. All the power. Try a little bit later, braking into the final corner. Desperately pushing for a 206. The back end was sliding round there as I tried to get it to come round and corner quicker. Half a second up. If we can get the acceleration, this will be a 206 and the first time a car into the 206. If it can beat the 202, it is ahead of the GTR in terms of performance stakes. We've got plenty of fuel. It's a 206.8. It is the fastest car we've tried yet. Absolute stunner of a lap. I managed to hold it together there on the final lap now. 206 as we crested the ridge. Tyres are looking shot, but we're going to keep going. So we've lapped just the one car yet, as yet. We turned in just a bit too early there. We had to come off the gas, but we're still purple. We're 51 seconds in the lead on the last lap, so maybe not a faster overall time. No, 3/4 of a second down almost. But we had to ace that corner that time, didn't we? Fuel, we've got enough on the final lap. Oh, it's exciting stuff, this. And that was the first real mistake of the race. Half a second down. Where are we going to be then? Are we going to come in sub 26:30? 12 seconds to get to the line. There's the next car to be lapped, Mr. Comonos. It looked like a 27. That was a sub 26:30. What an absolute terrific blend of cars. Massive shout out to the guys that have recommended doing this. Absolute beauty. There she is. What a stunner. With a decent skin, she could look everything of a race car. But yeah, that was it. The Alpine A110 17 with the GTR 17 engine. What an absolute beauty. So just to review, a 26:27.906. That gives you an extra 3 seconds for a pee and a drink. At our age, you need that. Fastest lap, a 2:06.863. What an absolute doody that was. And as I just run down the list, I'm looking for myself of cars we've got to try. The RE Armenian, Mr. Cookerbun. The R8 of Mr. Grady. The 911 GT3 of Mr. Blazan. Mr. Beauvoir's AMG Mercedes. Mr. Yamanaka runs the new Supra, that's one we got to try. Mr. Solis's 8C. The DB11 I've never driven. The Huracan has got to be tried. I know somebody's tried that today. The F-Type and then the Viper of Mr. Gentry. Can we make the one lap down Viper that much better of a car? We'll have to see. But that's it, folks. That's going to conclude. What did we get? We didn't get the clean race bonus. That was all down to that first tap with Mr. Hizal. But that's unlucky. That's unlucky and not representative of the car. That's the driver's fault. But there she is. Tops us over the 22 million. There she is. And a 4-star for the day. What can you do? Thank you very much, folks. We'll see you on the next one. All the best. Take care. Goodbye now.